Hey guys, today I'm going to be talking about the hot springs that I went to in Colombia. They're called Santa Rosa, and we weren't really planning on going to these hot springs. I was traveling with a German guy, a French guy, I was traveling with a German guy, an English guy, and a South Korean girl. We were quite an eclectic group, and the German guy was reading his his guidebook and just happened to read about the Santa Rosa hot springs as we were passing by Santa Rosa. So we just got off and went to these hot springs. It was quite out in the middle of nowhere, but we went, and there were just really nice hot springs, and you can go up. We ended up paying an extra tour to go to the actual natural hot springs, whereas the ones that you pay for initially are just kind of man-made. They're still from the hot springs, but they're more like a pool, which was fine. But it was really cool having the private tour as well. The Santa Rosa hot springs are kind of out in the middle of nowhere. We kind of stayed at a more expensive little hotel than we should have, but it was a nice experience, and the hot springs were lovely. After the hot springs, we went to Medellin. In Medellin, it's completely different than what we had. It's a very lovely city. It's Pablo Escobar is from Medellin, and in the 80s that's where all the problems were. So we went on a Pablo Escobar tour. So we learned all about what happened in the 80s and the effects it had, about cocaine and the cartel and all that. It was a really great tour. There's a few tours you can take. One's by Pablo Escobar's brother. We didn't take that one. We didn't want to feed money into relatives of Pablo Escobar. We took one that was by a different company, which was just as good. Then we rode the cable cars. We went downtown and saw all the sculptures downtown. We went to the rock with the best view. That's outside of Medellin. That was a really cool little village, except for when we went it was rainy and it was cold, but by the time we got to the top it was nice and sunny, and the view is just amazing. I really liked that place. In general, Medellin is just a great city. It's the city of forever spring, eternal spring or something, and it's just nice weather the whole time. We stayed at the Black Sheep Inn, and at the Black Sheep Inn you can they give you there's a flyer for free dance classes that dance free. So the German guy and I went, and it was just the most fun thing I've ever done. We learned baracha, and then, which we were horrible at, because I mean it's the first lesson. It opens up to this nightclub, and the club-ins actually want to dance. It was funny when we came in, they're like, oh, you can get a month membership. For girls it was $40, and for guys it was $60, because so many guys want to go to learn how to dance. I feel in the States guys don't want to dance, so it'd be the other way. It'd be more expensive for girls, and then they're trying to get guys in. But no, in Colombia they're trying to get more girls in, and it's so sexy. It's such a sexy dance that I was just sitting on the side, and no one was drinking. People are drinking Gatorade and water. They didn't go out to get drunk. They went out to dance, and it was just so cool. And then another night we went out, and I was with the group. So there's a good group of us, and we just went out for dinner. And this guy, we're walking down the street, and we were told that it was kind of known for pickpocketers, but it was late at night. But we had a big group. There's 5 of us, And this guy's like dancing around, like, and he has this board. It's like this. It's just like a board, and it has like bracelets on it. It's like really dumb bracelets, and he's dancing around making a show, and he's like trying to sell us bracelets, and we're like, no, we don't want any bracelets. And he's like, okay, but then he does this move and he puts the board down to my German friend, and then another guy walks by, and he's just walking by, and then my German friend was smart enough to like check his pocket, and the guy had taken his phone. But the German guy, like, obviously his first language is German, he like goes and he's like, he yells in German, that guy has my phone. But this German guy is the nicest guy ever, and all of a sudden he's like, he hits the board, because in his mind, that's his phone is under his board. The board with the bracelets on it that the guy just took. He's pickpocketed the German guy. And the German guy is smart enough to like catch on to this. The rest of us are slow. Like, we didn't know what was going on. And so the pickpocketer kind of ran into me, and I was just like, what's going on? And I knew something was going on because I've been hanging out with this German guy for like the last week or so, and I knew that he was super nice, that he wouldn't like harm anything. So I knew like something was going on, because he slaps the board and his phone falls to the ground. The guy did take the cell phone, and then the guy laughs and runs off. But then we're like, the guy, so then he got his phone back, and he was like, thank goodness, like, because he didn't feel it. He did not feel the guy take his phone. He just had the intonation to like check his pocket to make sure his phone was still there. And it wasn't. So he just figured it out. And the rest of the people were like, we're all like awestruck and dumbfounded by this. And the guy just laughed and ran away. And I was like, that's pretty ballsy, because there's 5 of us, including 3 males and 2 girls. And against one like little Colombian guy, like, he could have got the shit beaten out of him. And then we were thinking the guy that was walking, there's another Colombian that was just walking past, that he was about to hand the phone off to the other guy, but he didn't get the chance to, and then the other guy would have had the phone and walked away. So we were thinking that was what was going on, but it never got to that far. But he just laughed and ran off, and we're like, that's really ballsy. That was the only time in South America that I've ever witnessed someone getting pickpocketed. And otherwise, I've heard stories throughout South America that people are getting pickpocketed, but that was the only time that I actually witnessed it. Alright, so after Medellin, I go up north to Santa Marta. So that would be my next video, is Santa Marta. Ciao!